Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome on back to the channel. Welcome on back. Hope you're having a great day out there wherever you are. You know what time it is because you clicked on the video. You are aware of what you're here for. We all know what we're here for. So it is time to dive into our little bit of a preview for what's coming up next month for our Long Song Saturday, specifically here on the channel. Hope that you guys have been enjoying what we've been serving up here on the channel recently, but now it is time to dive in on what we have on our plates for the month of November. Let me pull up my screen here so I can see what we do have going on. Now, before we dive into it, I just want to at least give you all a quick update. Well, more of like just a thank you, really. That's actually really all I want to do. I just wanted to thank all of you guys who had sent over your support, those get well messages for my dad. I just really appreciate that. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you before we got into it. So thank you for all the well wishes, all the messages that you guys have sent me and all the comments. I see them. Like I said, I haven't had really time to sit there and dive in and stuff, but I have seen them and I appreciate that a lot. So let's move on into our Long Song Saturday for the month of November schedule. And to be honest, I gotta tell you, I think I got a good schedule this time. I mean, I think I have a decent schedule pretty much every time, but I'm looking at the lineup that I got here, and I think I hit some good ones. I mean, you guys be the judge, but I think I hit some good ones. And before we dive into that, don't forget to also put in your suggestions for December, because I'm looking. So, for the first one here, for the first album that we're going to have coming up on November the 4th, this album has been suggested by quite a few people. It's hard for me sometimes to get the names, so just bear with me. But Brumley Twitch, Keith Jones, Dave Cleggett, Bendikar, David Chaplain, sorry, not Champagne, Jaybird, I see you there as well. And there's a lot more of you. There is a lot more of you, but I just can't get every single name. But this will be the 7th solo studio album by this particular artist. This is genres world beat, pop, rock, folk, and Afro pop. This is going to be the 1986 album Graceland by Paul Simon. We've listened to a little bit of Simon and Garfunkel, but now we're listening to a little bit of the solo expedition here with Graceland. I'm excited to dive into that one, see what's happening there. It's been highly recommended by you guys. So that will be the album that we're going to be listening to on November 4th. Moving on into November 11th, we're moving into classical. You guys know I like to throw in a live performance of some classical music. So for November the 11th, this particular piece of music has been suggested by Jay Fergs, Jaybird, Gaia Eternal, Fax 2741. Hold on. I got you. Steve Barb as well. Stu Riki. And yeah, there's a few more of you, but those are the ones I see immediately. This would be the piece completed in 1808. Going to be watching a live rendition of Beethoven's Symphony No. 6, also known as Pastoral Symphony or the Pastoral. There's a few different titles for it, but that's what we're going with Beethoven's sixth studio album, sixth symphony here with the Pastoral, and we will be watching a live version of that, like I mentioned. So that's what's going to be happening on the 11th of November. Moving on into the next week, on the 18th of November, this particular album, the next two are hard for me to find, like people who suggested it, but I do know a lot of people recommended the next two. So this has been suggested by, I think, Andrew James Gordon, Sam Marsh, St. Mikey, Jay Fergs, I think you may have suggested this one. I'm not sure if you did or not. Bert's Up G, Onesie Joe, or Jew, Alan Knox, David Emery, I think you recommend this one as well. There's a lot more. And Woo as well. Anyways, a lot of people recommend this album. I know that. We're completing a trilogy, if that gives you any hints before I even mention it. This would be the 5th studio album, 1974 genres: progressive rock, jazz rock, psychedelic rock, space rock. Do you know what it is? You know what it is? It's Gong. It's Gong. Of course it's Gong. We're finishing their teapot, was it Flying Teapot trilogy? I forgot what it's called. But anyways, we're finishing the trilogy with You from Gong, their 5th studio album. And you know, with Gong, it's always going to be a fun time. Occasionally a silly time, but always a good time. So that's what's going to be happening on the 18th. And then for the final week in November, is that it? November's a short one, huh? For the final week and the final Saturday in November, we're going to be listening to this album, which once again, this is one that was really hard for me to find people that recommended it. So I'm just promising you that people have suggested this one. We're going to listen to the 17th studio album by this band. We've listened to the title track from this band actually already, and from this album, and we've also listened to one album from this band here. 17th studio album, released 1971. Genres are just progressive pop. It's listed as here on Wikipedia, and that's going to be the Beach Boys with Surfs Up. So we are going to be surfing and turfing on the 25th of November. So that is the Long Song Saturday schedule for the Saturdays. We got Paul Simon with Graceland, Beethoven with Symphony 6, Pastoral, Gong with You, and then Beach Boys with Surfs Up. Now you may be asking yourself, you may even be asking me, JP, November, it's Thanksgiving. You got anything planned? Any special, any little something? You got something happening? Yes. Yes. There will be a 5th album that will be reviewed on Thanksgiving Day. What is that album? Truthfully, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to throw anything out there. But I will tell you how I decided upon this album, besides it just being requested in the comments and such. I said, JP, let's find an album that people have recommended that seemingly, I would assume, fits into the theme of Thanksgiving and such. And I looked high, I looked low, I looked east, I looked west, and I came across this album and I said, you know what? I can't speak to it because I haven't heard it, but I'm assuming that it will fit in nicely with Thanksgiving. And so that's the album we're going with. What hints could I give you? What suggestions can I give you? I mean, we've listened to an album from this artist before. That's all I'll give you, just one. So that's a thing, and a couple other songs here and there. But that's all I want to leave you with. So I hope that there's something in the Long Song Saturdays that are coming up that piques your interest, tickles your fancy, wets your whistle, whatever, whatever other saying you want to use. But I think that there's a decent lineup. And continue to leave your suggestions because, like I said, I grab them from the comments. So you guys are the ones that are steering the ship, not all the time, but a decent amount of the time. So I'm welcoming all your suggestions there below for the month of December, but let's get through November first. Let's enjoy it first, and that's it. Hope that there's something there for you, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Once again, thank you for everything, for all the comments, and for all the support here, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Come on back tomorrow. You never know what we're doing. Well, I do, but you don't know what we're doing. I'll see you then, guys. Bye.